All right, here we are. Welcome everybody to another episode of my weekly Meltdowns coverage of Survivor Season 40, Winners at War. Of course, with me as always is the lovely and beautiful Deb. How are you doing, Deb?
I am fabulous tonight.
Great. And Beth, we have here as always as well. How are you doing, Beth?
I'm doing well.
Good. Can somebody in the chat confirm if Beth is upside down or not? We are having some technical issues. And then last but not least, we have Jay West joining us again. We had him on a few weeks ago, and we loved everything he had to say. So we were like, why not bring him back again, right? How are you doing, Jay West?
Why not? I'm happy to be here. Oh my God, crazy episodes. Both of them was crazy that I was on, so I'm happy to talk game with you.
Yeah, I have so many notes about this episode. Just real quick, because people are asking in the chat, Allison had a bit of a family emergency. I don't want to share her details or anything like that, but our thoughts and if you're religious, prayers are with her and everything going on with her. So if everybody could send her some good vibes, that would be great. Yes. Let's see. Okay, so to get started, Boston Rob is gone. And Allison wanted
Don't start with that.
No, I literally cackled. I was cackling. I was laughing so hard.
Allison let us know that she predicted that Boston Rob was going last week. I feel like that's a safe prediction to make, so I don't want to give her too much credit here. I don't want to pump her ego up even more.
Pump up her ego. Come on now.
But no, her and I go back and forth. Though. It's all in good fun, of course. But yeah, Boston Rob is gone. I mean, I think Deb's laughter speaks for all of us here. Oh gosh, we just have so much to get into. Boston Rob going, the tribe swap. So let's just start chronologically and work our way through until the tribal council, because we have a lot to get through here. Of course, we start with just a reminder that Nick receives the fire token from Tyson. And usually we don't get a lot of content around it besides oh, I found this in my bag, yada, yada, yada. But I thought it was really interesting.
Every single one of them start off with, when I woke up this morning, I found in my bag, it's literally
right.
I woke up this morning. So I
it's like the Survivor version of Big Brother when they say, so I walked out into the backyard and
a little canned.
My HOH room.
Right. Yes. Yeah, so I just thought it was interesting that we spent a little bit more time with that. He said I see this as a really good just sign of peace from Tyson, that if he does come back in the game, this is definitely something I can thank him for and repay him for. So that makes me kind of thinking that maybe Tyson is one of the Edge of Extinction returnees. I think they're kind of foreshadowing that a little bit between between that happening, his weird segment with Sarah last week about them bonding super closely, and then of course don't forget in the premiere he said sometimes you need to lose the battle to win the war. So I think that these are all lots of little foreshadowing things to maybe Tyson being one of the returnees. What do you guys think?
Did Tyson actually give that to him for goodwill, or did he just do it just for the hell of it, and it was just read in a little bit further?
Yeah, I mean, Tyson's known to be a troll, so I'm sure there's a little bit of that going on.
Yeah, like a troll kind of thing. He's a fan.
Yeah, I think this is something that will probably pay off if he makes it back into the game. I love where you're going with that, Tyler. I just think that in general, it's just looking for signs that just happen to be there that editing is finding that would be nice. The winning the battle or losing the battle to win the war line was on day 2. So I imagine
it's 14 days now.
It's a little early.
That could be the narrative, but he hasn't gotten a big narrative, so I find it weird that that's how they would be building up his narrative, was these little convoluted lines. But we know that they've done that in the past with other winners, so I don't know.
And one thing that we do know about Edge of Extinction already is that Natalie has 4 fire tokens, so she already could buy an advantage in the competition to get back in. So she has that.
These are definitely all things to think about. And it looks like we're gonna get some content from Tyson at Edge of Extinction next week based on what the preview showed us. But I'm happy that we took a break from Edge of Extinction this week to really focus on these tribe dynamics. I'm sure I speak for everybody here, but when I kind of figured that we were going into 3 tribes, I was like, God, I hope that we're not spending like 10 minutes going up and down a mountain to collect logs when, we have like a brand new tribe here. And like when it's 5 people in a tribe, it's like every voice really, really counts here. It's not just like a big like mob mentality. So I'm glad that we really like zoomed in on all of these and their dynamics in the tribes, and we really got a good taste of every one of those tribes along the way. So thumbs up from this week in terms of seeing everybody. I think.
So do you guys think that the Wendell Michelle thing was a little awkward?
Oh my God, that was so cringy.
Wendell was not happy.
Yeah, I think he was super cringe. But honestly, I feel like Michelle is clingy. I don't know. Like I like Michelle until today's episode, and I feel like she's a super par fan. She's a super clingy girlfriend. Now she don't know what to do. She's look. If you watch that challenge when she was climbing, she looked like she wanted to act. She's calling them both babe. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, Michelle. Please don't play like this now. Come on, yo.
I think that she's taking I think she's taking note from Parvati, saying or learning like the flirt game. Like they were on that beach and they were like, let's get in our bikinis and go in the water and make them come to us. It's that classic like siren role that Parvati knows so well, and we know that Michelle has like wanted to work with Parvati really closely. So, what were you going to say, Beth? I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say that almost the exact same thing. I think that what we saw here was really the budding relationship that if you've been reading a lot of like what Dalton Ross is saying, if you've been reading a lot of things between the lines, that Parvati and Michelle have a connection. So to have an opportunity where the only 2 from the Saleh tribe, or Saleh, which this is the first episode I've heard them pronounce it Saleh instead of Saleh, so now I don't know which way.
I'm just calling it by the color.
Blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to say blue, yellow, and red. That's what I was just calling.
But I think that's probably the first time we've seen that. But after we got the introduction of all the tribes, and I know I'm kind of slightly jumping ahead, all I could think about is they focused a lot more on all of the women and their dynamics within the tribe and like how they could potentially be up against roadblocks and like how they're trying to maneuver around it than they did the men. And I didn't know if that was foreshadowing or not, that like,
I feel like honestly, I feel like it's now that is a good point. But look, it's I don't want to say it's a girls' season, but it's less girls playing now, so they're all on the block. Whoever would have lost this tribe, it would have been the cameras on girls. You know what I mean? Each tribe got 2 girls. So at the end of the day, you're right.
Red tribe has 3. They have Denise, Sandra, and Kim.
Yeah. That's true. But I think what Beth means is like we're seeing these new tribe dynamics from their perspective, and we're really saying like how does Kim put herself in the driver's seat in the red side? How does Michelle and Parvati really cash in like these different dynamics? Like Michelle like trying to spark things up with Wendell again, and also Parvati cashing in that connection with Yul on Cook Islands. I thought that was really interesting too, that she pulled him aside and Yul took the bait a little bit. He was like, my wife is a really big fan of yours. So I think that could pay off as well. But I think ultimately if the Blue Tribe does go to Tribal, I feel like it's going to be Parvati that goes. And I feel like it's going to be a pretty easy decision.
You think?
I think
so.
I thought that at first too, and then after watching it, it seemed like Parvati solidified herself a little bit more with Yul, and if Yul's the one that's kind of
I'm about to say that. I feel like Yul is more of the floater. Like at the end of the day, I would rather go out with Yul. I would rather vote Yul because he's not really contributing. He's not talking. Nick, he's at least he's at least volunteering at the end of for each tribe. He went up to do the puzzle last tribe, and this tribe he was throwing. You know, he was doing majority of a lot of the shit. Nick.
I think that Yul is controlling Wendell and Nick. So the fact that Yul and Parvati kind of made a pact, or not a pact, but like made a connection, kind of tells me that Michelle's on the outs more so than Parvati was, even though the optics would be to look at Parvati being the one to go. And I definitely think that Wendell-Michelle thing is going to come to a head, and it's either going to be the boys turn on Wendell and Wendell goes, or Michelle might go. And so I'm interested to see how that turns out. But again, if we're going to look to edit, Parvati really hasn't gotten much of an edit this season, and Michelle's gotten much more of an edit. So
yeah, it's true.
Wendell hasn't gotten much of an edit either. So I really don't know what.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that, Beth. I mean, every time we hear from Parvati, it's via Rob's storyline, and him like really driving like what happens between the two of them. And like once we take Rob out of that picture, it's much more the Michelle show than the Parvati show. But you know, I really do think it's Parvati that would go on the Blue Tribe. I think that
they were smart.
You know, Nick, Wendell, and Yul are just so in lockstep. You know, Nick says, "I feel like I've won the lottery," and I feel like we got a really nice compare and contrast between the unity of those three compared to just the total chaos and distrust of Rob, Ben, and Adam on the Green Tribe. It was like night and day, the amount of like trust and ability to work together. What are you about to say, Jay West?
I'm about to say, can we talk about Sandra cringe ass answer when Jeff was like, Sandra, how do you feel about your tribe? She was like, well, we have the numbers. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, Sandra?
Yeah, that was very strange.
I like
Jeremy was looking at her like, what the fuck is
Hey, Beth, tell everybody your idea of what could possibly happen if the Red Tribe has to go to Tribal.
I'm just putting it out there. If the Red Tribe goes to Tribal, Tony is about to get Sarid because 3 of them have a title, and
oh wait, you might be right.
And Jeremy has the ability to just leave Tribal Council and give up his vote. So if Denise, Kim, and Sandra all play their idol the next Tribal Council, and Jeremy just gets up and goes, bye, Tony.
That's a really good point.
Holy shit, I forgot all about that.
And
this is why we have you on the show.
That Kim does have the full idol that Sophie
did
for the other halfback before they had the swap. So we know for a fact that Kim does have a full idol. So,
and Sophie has a full idol too. She got a full idol. Yeah.
I feel like when it comes down to it, Sarah is going to throw Sophie ass under the bus, and I'm here for it. I can't wait. I can't.
I don't think so.
I feel it. I feel it. Watch. Mark my words.
Well, when tonight is proven that you do not know how to read women, I'm telling you.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. Oh my God, that's another episode.
Let's talk about the Red Tribe first before we move on to the hot mess that was the Green Tribe. So of course, like right when the Red Tribe happens, we see Jeremy immediately get to work and identifies Kim as the swing vote. He sees that, like, you know, she's the one that's been on the outs, and Kim really gives up that information to Jeremy very easily. It's not really hard for him to find that. I know Sophie hates this word, but find that crack in the alliance there.
Oh, there's a huge crack there.
Yeah. And of course, like the next segment we get, Denise doubles down and she gets Kim as well. Yep. I really like this. You know, they say that they feel really good working with one another. But I wrote down that Denise in confession, she says she has options with Kim. She has options with her idol. This is Kim Spradlin's word of choice in her win in Survivor One World. So it was really interesting that we hear Denise say that in reference to Kim this time. What do you guys think?
So happy that Kim and Denise were coming together. Not only because I love the two of them so much, they're two of my favorite winners of all time. They're definitely the top 2 female winners in my mind.
Yeah, that's true.
But the fact that they're both on my team also is so much better.
It just makes tears to your eyes.
All right. But then, of course, like after Jeremy and Denise have their turn, Tony gets to work as well. You know, he goes up to Kim and he's like, yo, I need you in my alliance. I need you to work with me. And Sandra, I need you to be that third with me. We have the majority. Let's go. And, you know, he's just running like a million miles a minute. Like pure. Like,
I don't know if he was the one to do it. I don't know if he was the one to do it.
Tony was not the one to do it. No.
No. Yeah. You know, it was very obvious. Like it's, you know, I'm actually kind of shocked at how out of the loop socially in terms of like being able to read people Sandra has been for the past couple eliminations. I
feel like it's because
that I think that she really dropped an opportunity to get on board with what Tony was saying, which I do think is probably better for her in the long run. And I think that this is just another example where I don't understand how Tony and Sandra don't see that they're not really aligned with Kim, that they really ostracized Kim. And the fact that they don't see that is like a little shocking to me.
What I think Sandra should do here is she should tell Kim that she has the idol. You know, use that information to kind of build that trust and solidify, like, listen, go with us or like you might be screwed here. And of course, like Kim has her idol too, but Sandra doesn't know that. I just feel like Kim, she has all these offers on the table, right? So what's the best way to make her go with your side? You know, it's to build the best case for why you should go with us instead of them. And that's saying we have the idol on our side here with Sandra. They don't like, I mean, Jeremy can like deuce out of like a tribal, but you know, that's to me, that's not as powerful, I guess, as something like an idol could. I think so, because like an idol like negates votes. All going out of that tribal does is prevent Jeremy himself from going home. But you can really like idol anybody out of, especially a tribe that small, out of the game. So I just feel like that would be a way to secure Kim.
The only thing that he did really insist on in that scenario is that she sees the idol, because I don't know if Kim would believe that she has an idol unless Sandra was like, I got it from Extinction, because Kim hasn't had any dealings with people giving her tokens or anything like that. So it would be imperative for Kim to be like, I need you to show me the idol.
And she would be in the position to do so.
Split idol, will she believe that Sandra just has an idol?
Has a full idol. Speaking of idols, since Sophie just found the split idol and she shared it with Sarah, are there also idols on the red and blue out there?
I hope not.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
We only do it one per beach, and since the Dakal and Soleil ones have not been played yet, they shouldn't be back on those beaches.
Yeah.
Okay.
But since it was a new beach, because it would be put on the same playing field as the other two beaches, like that's why there's the split idol there now.
Real quick before we continue, Matt said, is it just me or is the chat being neglected tonight? You guys are not being neglected. I am so sorry.
There's just lots going on.
Yeah, I have so many notes and I just want to make sure we get through everything. Hi Matt, hi Kevin, hi Kent, hi Azaz. Let's see, Linda, E. Let's see who else is here. Hello, everybody. Valencia, as always. Hi, Thomas Talker. Hello.
I saw Matt trying to chew me out the whole time. It's not coming, bro. It's not
coming, bro. To come on the show at some point, because he's always like giving us just these like amazing takes and everything, and that's the kind of stuff we need on the show. So he needs to come on sometime.
How cringeworthy was Nick admitting to Parvati that she is his survivor crush?
Oh my God. Well, he was like,
I feel like it was just a.
Go ahead.
Nick. I feel like Nick just did that because he knew it was just break the ice. You know, I mean, that's the easy go ahead. I mean, you know, easy thing to say to Parv. Everyone loved Parv, and now she's married, so she's off limits. So let's talk game now. You know what I mean? Like that's an easy way to talk.
Matt says Nick is just an awkward doofus. I think that's more so what it is.
Yeah,
his story has been very strange to me this season. I'm glad that we finally heard a little bit, both from him and Wendell. They've been pretty purple this entire season so far, so I'm glad we got a little something out of them. Also, this is so funny. Daniel says, we're at camp and nobody is talking to us. So I'm not trying to be Boston Rob in the green jibe with everybody in the chat.
Listen, So full disclosure, y'all, I'm on an iPad tonight, and I actually can't view chat at the same time. So I apologize. I can't actually read your beautiful comments.
Yeah, no, you're good. Let's see.
Upside down.
So one last thing before we start talking about the Green Tribe is I loved Michelle's confessional. She said, "Wendell's sending me the you up text, and I want to be like new season who dis." Michelle's confessional,
and she's willing to vote him out.
Yeah, exactly. But I just love all these like metaphors for like dating. Like she speaks for like us millennials. It's so funny.
It's pretty great. Yeah.
Okay,
she's
so
the youngest, right?
Yeah, her and Adam, I think, are the youngest.
Yeah.
Nick.
Oh, Nick, that's right.
Is Sophie 29 as well? I think there's the 4 that were under 30, and I think Sophie's 30 now, but I think when she filmed was 29.
Yeah, I think you're right. Let's see. All right, so let's talk about the Green Tribe. Okay, so first thing that happens when they get to camp, they all start comparing notes. And I wrote that out. Rob finds out a little bit more about Amber getting voted out, which could possibly lead to, just some awkwardness if Sandra is ever to go to Extinction Island. That could be something. But I just feel like this is terrible gameplay for Ben, Adam, and Rob right out the gate.
I agree.
Sarah and Sophie, they just get so much information about like who's targeting who. They even know like which votes were unanimous. And like the fact that Adam didn't vote for Ethan, he voted for Parvati, and just all of this mess. Like, what did you guys think about that?
I feel like that tribe is going down fast. Like, Go
ahead, Deb.
What I think about that is the fact that they put it all out on the table. I think the fact that by the time they got to tribal, even though no one was able to talk, that it was unspoken to vote out Rob.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Because what had just happened.
Yeah, it was definitely smart for Ben and Adam to reveal everything. I couldn't believe that Rob was. I was like, Rob, you complained that Adam wasn't knowing your game. Do you know your game? Your game was to keep tight-lipped and let everybody come to you. But here you are spilling all the beans with everybody else. Like,
well, I mean, once Ben and Adam start doing that, what play does Rob have at that point? Like, does he have any other option?
But that's exactly the point. So, like, if he felt like, I don't know, like Adam and Ben, and why did you just go along with the buddy system thing? Why? Because
if you're going to blindside him, right?
You showed that you can run him, right? You just showed it with how you gave away like all the tribe secrets, whatever, and he had to go along with that. If the two of you went, now we want to figure out what our options are, and just went and talked to Sarah and like what would have been the harm? Rob still would have gone.
They scared of Rob. They scared of him.
Yeah, I think it would
rat
have,
bitch asses.
He would have gotten really, he's a bully. He would have really gotten crazy, and maybe they just want to avoid all of that because basically he's like an entitled, arrogant bully. And
I don't see that.
I don't see that. Yeah.
Talk about deep fried Oreos and such a
yeah. Well,
Do you dunk them? Do you dunk them or do you bite them in the drink?
Oh my God, that's so crazy.
That was so crazy.
Of all time, you all had that date where you sit there and you're like, within 5 minutes, you're like, this isn't gonna go anywhere. And then you're like, Oreos?
Did nobody have to take a piss or anything? Like the whole day?
Yeah. So time out.
Hey?
Time out. I gotta say something. None of y'all three played on a live game before. Any of y'all, right?
Right.
You guys don't understand how hard that shit really is. What Adam was saying, he wouldn't like. I'm pretty sure they got to get sequestered sometimes in fucking Survivor to go make their confessionals. You know what I mean? But for them to actually have to sit in that little ass tent that they were making, oh my God, that's really hard. And I'm pretty sure that was like 4 or 5 hours that went because they had to do confessional to confessional and confessional, and they were just sitting there. So. You know what I mean? I know that shit was hard. I know it was hard.
But that's exactly my point. Like to Deb's point, I would have been like, I need to go pee. Would anyone like to hold it for me?
Well, So of course, like this whole like keeping things like super tight, like nobody's allowed to go talk with one another. I feel like this is classic Boston Rob, and I feel like this is
and they all know it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, he's very old school in a sense that like you're either with me or you're against me. Like we're gonna go down with the ship. Yeah, exactly, Jay West. He's very stuck in his ways. He's not really willing to wheel and deal like somebody like Adam is. So by putting it on lockdown, like he's trying to force everybody to play his style of game. And, you know, you need to look at who's around you. Like you have all these like modern Survivor winners around you. That's not how they won. That's not how they play. Like you're not sitting there with Amber and like Vesupia and like Tina and you know what I mean? Like it's not.
You have to be able to change up your gameplay.
Yeah, it was really bad.
He was unable to do that.
And
this is exactly into the point that I was saying last week, where people were like, Rob and Parvati have been running the show. No, they have not. They've literally never run the show, except for potentially the very first vote of the season.
But they have been running the groups. They've been running the votes.
No,
like at the end of the day,
they have on their side every single time.
No, but for Parv and Rob to not get voted out when all of us wanted Parv and Rob to get voted out, it was easy for like they was against the numbers. They were already against the numbers. Why not vote them out?
They're not running the game, though. If they were running the game, they wouldn't be losing members of their alliance every single week, and then like also playing themselves. Like Rob just continually.
They voted out Denise theirself.
No,
they did that theirself.
Denise is not voted out. Don't you dare.
I mean, Danny. Danny. That's what I mean.
That made no
they didn't even care about Danny.
It made no sense for them to do. They ruined their numbers with that. Then they lost Ethan because they were not running the game, and then they won a game or whatever. But now they're all split. Now Parvati and Rob are split up, and like Parvati has a connection with Michelle, so that's great. Rob's with two people who he has literally no connection with. So no, he's not running the game. He's never run the game. That's just
he thought he was though.
Let's compare how Parvati and Rob like both handled their tribe swaps here. You know,
that's a good comparison, yeah.
Like you know, since they were really together, like they had this like big target on them. Parvati's really taking a step back. She's sitting at that beach, weighing out her options with Michelle and figuring out what's the best plan of action. Let's compare that to Rob. I wrote this quote down that he said. He was at the well with Adam and Ben. And he says to them, how do we make sure this plan goes all the way through to tribal? And, you know, in my opinion, that's a terrible way to like build trust with these people you need to build trust with. That's basically saying like, how can I trust both of you that like you won't fuck me over? And that's exactly what happens. Like you are presenting to them that you don't have faith in this. Like what incentive do they have to keep with that? And furthermore, when Sarah and Sophie finally were like, you want to get water, I'm bored. Did you see how wide his eyes got when he was like, "Fuck, they're leaving"?
Shit in his pants.
Oh, shit. Where are they going? Where are they going? What are they going to say? Oh my god, everybody's going away from camp. What am I going to do? I'm going to go home.
Literally dropped a deuce.
Terrible.
Joe, my favorite thing about Ben was like the quick moment where you saw him like look at Sarah and Sophie and go,
"Yeah."
Did he do that? He didn't do that, did he?
It was when Sophie was talking about whether she's like, I think it's crazy that I have to like trust these people who I just met and like with like little winks and such. Like that's not how you have a basis of, like while she's describing that, they show a really quick thing of like of Ben being like,
right.
Oh, see, yeah. I missed that. I missed it.
And of course, Matt says Parvati talked to everyone and tried to like groundwork. Rob tried to run the show. You know,
It's easier. I think that's easier for Parv to do though, because every time she played, she was never the target in the beginning, and you know she was a target. But you know, it's easy for Parv to just flirt and get the numbers because she's not really a threat like Rob. I don't know. It's hard for me to say that. Because Parv, to me, will always be Parv to me. Like, I don't know. I love Parv. But at the end of the day,
big target in Heroes versus Villains from the beginning, though, too.
No, she was. That's what I'm saying. She was, and she went to the end.
Okay. I thought you were saying that she wasn't a target like Rob's a target.
So
no, she was a huge target.
So Jay West, here's my counter to that. What does flirting do to the person receiving it? It makes them feel good. Did Boston Rob really make Adam and Ben feel good about being with him? Not at all. You know, he gives Sophie and Sarah all this information, which immediately sets like a bad precedent for like any kind of like secrecy, like we're in this together. And then that scene at the well that I just pointed out, like he's like basically confirming like there's no trust here and we're all fucked.
And he's bullying them into not speaking to anybody. And
yeah, that's not how you like Survivor flirt with somebody.
No.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Rob, it's harder. But look, for a guy like Rob, it is really hard for him to just play, you know, because when he played with Russell, you know, when he wasn't trying to be a threat, he let everyone come to him. You know, he really wasn't a bad guy. He was letting everyone come to him. This season, he used to winning. You know, he used to being the leader. He always the last puzzle maker. He always the last something. So it's always up to him. At the end of the day, he's like the dad of the tribe. So you feel me? I don't know. I just feel like Rob. It's harder for Rob. Only way Rob could stay is if he was viable. That's how he feels. That's how I feel. He feels.
I just feel like
if he's not viable.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're right. If he's not viable, he got to go.
You also have to look at the board and see who you're playing with. Like the fact that he's with Adam, he's with Sophie, these like super fans of the game who saw his like mob school mentality in Redemption Island.
And they're not having it.
We heard from Sophie tonight. She said, you know, Rob like runs like a mafia, he's a godfather of the game, and I can't let him get his claws into that and let that happen. To me, like Sophie was player of the week this week. No question about it.
And here's the thing that I think that people forget too. Sophie won the season right after Rob won his like final time he actually won the season.
Yeah,
he was done, and like I think that people forget that winners oftentimes like are conscious of how people won the season like right before the couple before. And while Sophie and Rob did not have anywhere near the same kind of game, like she's more than aware of like how people win. And Rob won a season where he like made his crew want to hate the other crew. Like they had separate meal times, they had separate food, and they had like all these different kinds of things when they were merged. And Rob tried to pull that out with people who didn't fully trust him, and he didn't adapt at the end of the day. Unlike Sandra, who has tried to adapt in Game Changers and went too hard, and like this time you're seeing her kind of take what she did in Game Changers, but like kind of go light on the pedal, and she's kind of adapting a little bit better. I'm seeing Parvati adapt her game a little bit. But again, it's just it was easier. It was easier for Sandra to adapt because as soon as she got that power, he felt bold again. You know, she felt like I can make a target. I'm allowed to be crazy. Like trust me, I know what that feels like. I'm allowed to be crazy. Vote for me so I can play my idol. That's what she wanted to do, and they never lost. So she good. She allowed to put fear in people's heart. She allowed to. That's the queen. Yeah. She allowed to talk shit. She good to do that shit.
Matt brings up a great point. He says Sophie had an advantage in winning with returners as well. So that's really something to consider that too. And Weston says Beth is dissecting these moves like a doctor. I think that's funny.
Beth is upside down to me. I can't even. Every time Beth talk, I'm looking at Deb. I'm like, I can't even because you're upside down. When she was trying to chew me out the whole time, she was trying to like go hard at me. I'm like, I'm looking at your chin. I'm looking at your chin the whole time. Forget it.
It's so funny. Jay West, you know I love you. I'm just sitting back here and now I'm imagining that you're sitting there, because for those of you who don't know, my head is upside down for whatever reason on just Jay West's stream. So I like the idea that I'm coming at him and it's my chin going up and down like that.
It's crazy.
Can you draw a little face on your chin and really freak him out?
That's why I'm just looking. I'm looking at Deb and Tyler the whole time. I'm like,
I can't even learn.
So of course we've touched on it a little bit, but Sophie did find the idol, and she confided in Sarah about that news. I didn't catch. Did Sarah tell her about the vote steal? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I thought it might have at first, because I started thinking about that too. Like, why would Sophie play the idol unless she knew that there was another form of security? But I don't know. Like not play the idol. Sorry. So I don't know. I don't think that Sarah did, but I also wouldn't be shocked if Sarah did. Like, I don't think it would have been a bad gameplay given the circumstances if Sarah was like, by the way, I have to steal a vote.
Yeah.
Time out.
What?
So how many chances do they have to get back in the game from Edge of Extinction? 2, right?
2, we think.
2, probably.
So here's my thing. I knew it was 2. So what if Natalie don't get back in and she just tell everybody who, like the first time, like she just tell everybody, I gave Sandra, I know who got what, you know what I mean? I can't take it no more. I'm supposed to be back in the game. I worked hard.
I don't think she would do that since there's 2 opportunities. So
yeah, I would love that if she just like blew shit up. We have lots of comments from Den Sands about Ben going and how they don't like him. I'm here for all these comments. Keep them coming. I hope Ben goes next week. I'm right there with you. Sorry, go ahead, Beth.
Oh, I was just going to say that might be a good topic for us to discuss. So next week is a double eviction episode. If each of the tribes had to go, which we know only 2 of them are going to go, they're going to each vote out 1 person. Who do you think is the most likely person based off tonight to go from each tribe? I think that for Red Tribe, it's I hope it's like
I think it's Sandra.
But I think it probably will end up being something like that and be Tony. I think
Sandra has the idol.
Yeah,
she cannot play it though. Like this, it's not out of the realm of possibility. Just saying.
No, it's her last opportunity to play it because she only has.
Yeah, everybody said this.
I think Sandra's one of the few people that could literally be like, "Y'all, I found my own idol. It's the last night I could play it. I'm just playing it," and like it wouldn't ruin people's image of her or like their connection with her. Like she could literally just say, "It's my last night I can play it. I'm gonna play it just for safety," and like nobody would be mad at that. So
she can still show people and act like it's an idol. She don't even ever have to, expose it. I don't know why my earbuds keep coming out, but
she only has this last opportunity to use it. So I'm
about to say if she don't play it, she can still show it to someone as a fake. Like I have an idol, but don't show them that paperwork. You know what I mean?
I mean, if you only have this last opportunity to use it,
why not
use it? Why not? Like, why take a chance?
No, but you could. No, I agree 100%. But put fear in people's heart by showing it, not playing it, and then next round put safety. Like, look, Tyler, I give you the idol.
But she
can't. And
I
know that. But do they know that? Do they know that? Exactly. She would still be safe this tribal.
I got what you're saying.
And everyone would think she got it, and then they would be scared to vote for her again. She can just give it to somebody else, and they would go all home still. That's 2 moves by her.
She can actually use it as goodwill. She could tell somebody that she has it as goodwill, or to tell people to make people think whatever
That's a waste.
But
play the game. Play it.
Because
I feel like Sandra should only play it if she really feels scared. But if not, she should just not say shit. And later on in the game, she could just be like, if you're really feeling, or show somebody I have it. I don't know. Just start exposing it after it's useless. You know what I mean? Because now she can't get voted out, or they're going to be scared.
Talking about this, the more I think that Beth's advantage get-in idea, I think really could happen here. Especially,
I think that's going to go. Yeah. Listen, Sandra.
Yeah, I agree.
queen of anybody but me. If she has an opportunity to save her ass, she is going to do it. And if she can save it last travel, she's going to do it. I agree that she could absolutely try to find a way to play, but that's just not how Sandra plays. And I think that people already kind of know that and feel that. It would be actually more alarming if Sandra was like, I'm going to give you this idol, or I'll use the idol on you, whatever. Like, that would be more alarming for people than if she went up and was like, I had this idol for a long time and it expires tonight. Like, people aren't going to be upset by that, you know?
That's the dumbest move ever, though. I wouldn't even respect that shit. Like, if by telling everybody, this is the last night, I'm just going to play it just for shits and giggles. What? That's dumb. Hell no. I wouldn't even, don't do that shit.
How is that dumb? She's literally the queen that says,
and it's forcing other people to use theirs.
Well, she could literally go up and go, it's not going to be me tonight.
It's dumb.
Boom.
No, it's not, because if someone else has an idol or an advantage, them knowing that she is absolutely using her idol, that may force them to use whatever they have, and they all have something.
Jay West, if you had an LOS in Sequester and they told you it expires this round, why would you not play it?
No, that's different. Sequester is different, so let's not just bring that up. But look, I would play it. Obviously, no, y'all know I will play my shit. Y'all know I will play it. Clearly, let's not. Y'all know I will play it, and then I will call somebody out. And I will call somebody out for a battle for a resume. Fuck that. But anyway, if it was, time out. No, for real. Idol, you can still bluff people. Like, dead ass. Y'all know that. Look, say for instance, all of y'all want to vote me out. And my idol is useless. I put it on my neck and say, look, now what? We at tribal, now what? But y'all don't know that shit. Y'all don't know. Y'all be like, fuck. We can't flush it. So now we got to vote on y'all. And then it's still power, just like what Tony did his season.
I don't know. I think that this move
That's all I'm saying.
I think this move is a little too cute, especially for an all-winner season. I think that they would be able to sniff out the bullshit for something like that.
Well, because here's I'll post
it's still safe. She's still safe regardless, though. That's the thing. She would still be safe. Like, if she plays it, obviously she's safe. But if she doesn't play it because she feels safe, then it's still here for the next day.
Yeah, but after Kim plays her idol, after Denise plays her idol, you don't think she'd be like, shit, I better play my idol too.
So she has to play her idol.
Yeah.
They all gonna play. I want to see that happen.
Once one person plays
theirs,
all
three
are gonna play theirs.
100%.
That's if one play them, all three is. Yeah, that's the truth. If one play all three.
And Jeremy can walk out at any time, right?
What?
He can walk out at any time, right?
It has to be
really
before the votes are cast. What?
Oh, okay.
Before the votes are cast. So I hope that Jeremy sees what's happening and goes, I'm out of here. And then Sandra goes, ooh, that really scared me. Okay, well, I'm already safe anyway. So they vote. And then she's like, this was the last night for me to use it. And then Denise and Kim go,
that's different. Yeah, hell yeah.
In a tribe of only 5, once one person plays that advantage, they're all playing it.
That's the truth. That's the truth. That's the truth.
Yeah. All right. So
let's
move on to the blue tribe. So, like I said earlier, I think Parvati would be taken out here.
I think she's the obvious target, but obviously
Yule.
Yule is not going on that track.
No, because Nick, Yule, and Wendell are too tight.
So tight. I think it's Michelle.
But there is Yule, Wendell, and Nick.
And Wendell can pull in Michelle.
They've been together since
very
day one.
easily. I mean, with just a word and just a little bit of conversation, he could pull Michelle in very easily.
Oh, hold on though. Matt brings up a good point. Parvati can buy an idol with 4 tokens. We saw Rob give her both of his tokens tonight, so she has 4 fire tokens now.
She does?
Yeah. This is really
because he gave her both.
Thank you so much, Matt.
I changed my vote to Wendell. I think
I mean, maybe this is how Yule gets taken out.
Let's go, Parv. I'll be here for this.
With Yule. So I think what will happen is that she'll probably, because she's closer with Michelle, I think Michelle and Wendell are going to go at it. I think what will end up happening is that they will have a minority vote on Wendell. Wendell will go because they vote for Parvati. She's the idol.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, man. Whew. That could happen.
That would be fucking great. I forgot. Good shit, Matt.
Thank you so much, Matt.
And then we'll turn around and take Parvati out next.
And then if the Green Tribe goes to Tribal, I think it's going to be Adam that would go next.
I think Ben.
You think Ben? I think Sophie would be like, Adam's way more capable of a player and has more connections than Ben. He scares me a lot more than stupid Ben.
Good at using those people as her shield. Like I think that she can see Adam as another nerd shield kind of thing, but like as a super fan shield, because what hasn't been brought up on the show is that Sophie has podcasted quite a bit on Rob Has a Podcast, right?
Yeah.
She has proven that she has a very shrewd mind when it comes to this game. And so she wants the Yule in her game, and she probably wants an Adam in her game.
She probably identifies with Adam more.
But keep in mind, Sarah still has her steal a vote, and Sophie still has her idol. So I think it's really going to be up to them two who gets taken out between the two of them. So I don't think it's either of them that goes home. I think it is either Adam or Ben.
Yeah. Sarah got more power than Sophie, though, in this tribe, I feel, because she knows about the idol, but you know, now she knows about it, but no one knows about that still a vote. I think, but Tony, does Tony know about that? Did she tell Tony that?
Yes.
I think
yes, she did tell him. Yeah, because remember he helped her like
he helped her spit on he helped her spit on it.
One last note before we bring up our drafts and everything. This is the first competition that Sandra has played in since the premiere. So good job, Sandra. Can't wait to see you back on that bench next week.
Yes, she's off the bench. Like I'm off the bench.
And also, does Ben really need to wear his hat during challenges?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Come on, Boston Rob has to, so he has to too.
Yeah, that's true.
For whatever reason, even though it's plugged in, my device is at 3%. It keeps going down. So if I just randomly disappear, I'm sorry, guys. It's been a great time.
Well, so let's get this in first. So I am trailing behind Beth by just a hair. Sophie really helped me out tonight by finding the idol. So thank you. And Alex, or not Alex, who lost?
Yeah, Alex lost Rob.
Yeah. So still pretty even across the board.
I wasn't shitting on y'all.
Yeah, Beth, before
I was just shitting on y'all.
Beth, before your battery dies, who do you think's going next week? Which two ultimately do you think are going next week?
I think Wendell and Ben.
Okay. All right. Jay West, who are your two that are going next week? Lock it in.
Obviously, I say you for one. And we all decided Tony. I guess Tony. I don't want Tony to go, but he got no power. You know, he don't have no fucking power. So
I'm just gonna go with wishful thinking and say Parvati and Tony.
I think Red Tribe is going to win next week because they can sit out somebody. So they're going to sit out Sandra. That's a pretty stacked foursome between like Tony, Jeremy, Kim, and Denise. So I really could see the advantage getting and Sari going home not even happening. So I'm going to say
Tony, that's my boy.
I'm going to say it's Adam and Yule that go home. Jay West, you've talked me into this being Yule's swan song, but only because Parvati is just as rich as Michael Bloomberg in this game. So, do you guys have any more notes or anything before we head out?
Scooter just wants to say hi to everybody.
Hi, Scooter.
Hi.
The only thing I want to say is, and this is something that we were talking about in our chat. This is putting game aside. Guys, it's a tough world out there right now, and just, you know, if you're going through something, if you're having a hard time, I just want to use a platform right now just to encourage everybody to reach out to people that you know and love. And if you don't have people that you feel like you can trust, make sure that you're reaching out to like a counselor or a health professional. Your mental health is just as important as your physical health. And I just want to make sure that, there's a lot of stuff going on right now, whether it's coronavirus, elections, there's online bullying, there's all these things. There's me bullying Jay West on a podcast. But there's a lot of serious things happening out there. So make sure you're all taking care of yourself. And if you need help, please feel free to reach out to people and make sure that you get the support that you need.
Absolutely.
Damn, Beth, that was good.
Thank you.
Gave me the chills. Thank you.
Absolutely. So Jay West, thank you so much again for coming on the show. You're welcome anytime, of course. Jay West, where can we find you on social media?
Right here, J_West31. Y'all know I'm gonna be talking my shit, but
Love it.
I'm reckless.
We love you.
I'm reckless, so Peace out. I love y'all, man.
Yeah.
This season's crazy.
So good. I mean, stakes are so high every single week. It's crazy. Beth, where can we find you on social media?
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at AugustaWind11.
Okay. And Deb, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at MyNextLifeDebbie.
And you can find me at TLyons, TLYONZZ. So with that being said, let's all go see what our amazing president has to say about the coronavirus right now. Everybody wash your hands, stay safe.
Yeah.
And also
Wash your damn hands, and please stop hoarding toilet paper. The coronavirus does not give the shits. So stop hoarding the goddamn toilet paper.
We're hoarding it like we're about to eat a month's worth of Taco Bell, and that's just simply, hopefully, not happening. So with that being said, have a great rest of your night, everybody, and we will see you guys next week. Take care. Bye.
Bye.